Hey everybody, welcome, and thank you for listening to this episode of Marriage Therapy Radio. My name is Zach Brittle, and you guys, Laura is back, kind of. We did an interview together where I interviewed her and her husband, Ryan. So I'm sharing that with you today. You'll get a little taste of Laura back in your ears. I love their marriage. I think you will too. They're great parents. They have a really aligned sense of mission and vision, and they're just cool people to be around. So you'll get to hear a little bit more about that. This interview has been on our Patreon page, so some of you maybe already have heard it. There's another interview with Rebecca and I that Laura conducted. I'm going to leave that at Patreon as an exclusive for folks who become members over there. And that is a great way to support the podcast. If you're not doing that already, thank you so much. Before we get started, I want to highlight a couple of things. I want to highlight my hero of the week, which I don't think I'll do every week. Jill is pretty faithful about sending me messages, and I just want you to know that I get them. And I am so excited that you gave me the word that I was looking for. I've been trying to find a word that's the opposite of generous, but not greedy. And Jill gave me stingy, which is, I think, exactly the thing that I'm trying to help couples not be. I want them to be generous with their perspective and their grace and their willingness to adapt and change. And when we're not really being greedy. We're just being stingy. We're just hoarding those things to protect us from maybe things that need to be protecting. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Jill, it's always good to hear from you. Thanks for being a fan and supporter. And if you want to reach out, you can. You can do that through Patreon. You can do that through info@marriagetherapyradio.com. We have a couple things going on. I am still on the hunt for about 10 more couples who can answer about 10 or 15 questions for me. I've got a little project in mind that I want to feature our listeners by asking a couple simple questions. So if you're game, reach out and let me know. It'll only take about a half hour, and it won't require you to be terribly vulnerable, but I just want to get inside your brains. Again, you can email me at info@marriagetherapyradio.com. I've got one more thing that I want to let you know. My birthday's coming up, and one thing that I've decided is for my birthday, I am going to get back in the habit of writing. I've got a book project that I'm excited about that I need to be practicing and fleshing out. So I'm going to be dusting off something that I've ignored way too long. It's my blog. It's called Stuff I Write. You can actually go to stuffiwrite.com. And I'll be starting to repost the things there in a couple weeks, some essays that go a little deeper, a little weirder, sometimes way off the marriage map. And if you want, you can subscribe now at stuffiwrite.com. That is a lot of stuff. And now I'll get to our interview. I'm really enjoying interviewing couples. That's going to become a priority for me through the rest of the year. Starting next week, we have another little mini arc with a guest co-host, and then back to a couple interviews, some that I'm really eager to share. But for now, this is a very cool conversation. Stick around. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're fine. We're fine.
No, we're not fighting.
No, but Ryan did warn me that he was a little aggravated with my pace of morning this morning.
No. It wasn't the pace. It was just like mornings are busy, right? Like,
yeah.
We have to get the kid out the door. I have a standing 8:30 meeting every single morning,
which we have to break for in order for him to get to his meeting.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hard stop.
And it, like you guys have pretty flexible schedules. So I was like, why aren't we doing this at 10:30?
Totally, man.
Is it flexible?
I got all kinds of time to burn. I'm just doing whatever. I woke up special early just for you guys today.
Yeah, I'm not offended at all by that comment. Yeah, it was just a little bonker balls. Like I ran this morning. We had to get Holden out the door. Grandma's picking him up in 3 minutes for a haircut.
Oh yeah, we decided that the day that we're podcasting, do an extra in the morning. We should also have an extra thing for our son in the morning.
Yeah. And he has to go to, it's just a little bonkers. But normally our mornings are very like slow and relaxing and we get to snuggle, but none of that happened. Right. That's how we're doing this
Sorry
morning.
about that, guys. Sorry you didn't get your snuggle time this morning.
You can see how aggravated I am.
No, he's not at all. He did ask me though, if he was like, what color do you want me in today? I'm like, that is the golden question. I love it when he asks me what he should wear.
Do you?
Uh-huh. I genuinely do.
Yeah. And then he wears it.
And then he wears it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm not like her where it's, do you like hang up a couple of options, and whatever option you point at, she picks the other one.
No.
No. Or like me, where I'm like, Rebecca, what do you think about this? And she's like, I love it. I go, great. I'm going to change.
Yeah. No, he just wants to know, like, is this, just pick out what I'm wearing. Like, it matters to you. It doesn't matter to me today. So I'll give you the opportunity to tell me what to do. I love the invitation.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm going to start today with a piece of Marriage Therapy Radio trivia.
Oh.
Do you know, Ryan?
Nope, I don't.
That
Maybe.
we have this magic thing that we can do, Jason can do, because he knows the internet, and he knows that when people search for Marriage Therapy Radio, the number one search that is associated with Marriage Therapy Radio is Laura Heck's husband.
Yeah, I told him that the other day. I told him that the other day.
Why do you think that is?
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, why
what
do
is
you
your
think
what do you have
that
theories
is?
about that? What do you think that's about?
So I always remember the one comment that I read on one of your Vanity Fair YouTubes where you guys analyzed Disney relationships.
Disney, yeah.
And somebody said, well, she looks like a Disney princess, referring to Laura.
That's awesome.
And so I suspect that people want to know if Laura Heck has a husband, because they're probably kind of going like, hey, eligible bachelorette, let's hit her up.
That's exactly
If he
it.
looks like Prince Charming.
Yeah, I wonder if he looks like Prince Charming. He does, in case you're wondering. He is 6 foot tall. And
Are you 6 foot tall?
5'11" and 3/4.
Yeah,
He's
you're not taller
shrinking.
than me, and I'm 5'11" and 3/4. So
he is 100% taller than you, Zach. He is.
I don't think so.
Yes, when you were here.
We'll do the old elementary.
We'll
guys
stand
can
against the
go
wall
butt
and
to
mark a little
butt.
pencil on top of the thing.
Yes.
You're going to be here in like 2 weeks, right?
Like 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
We'll do it.
He does look like a Disney prince. That is 100%, but more so like the shining armor.
Until I take my shirt off.
Then it's dad bod. Then you know that you've been busy at the computer and being a dad and
Yeah. Disney princes don't make money.
yeah.
Right on.
You have muscles where it counts. Ooh.
Just puked in my mouth a little.
Do you remember that there was one other comment on some of that? We can take this one out, but there was another comment on those Vanity Fair videos where you look like, and it was somebody's name. I forget whose name it was, and you.
But
And you Googled the
she's
person
really
and-
hot.
Yeah, but you Googled her and found out she was actually a porn star.
Oh.
You're like, she looks like, Sally Smith. And you're like, who's Sally Smith? And you Googled it and you were like, immediately your eyes burned out of your face because you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
That's really funny.
Now I want to know.
I know, me too. Because if she's out there, we'll find her. All right. Anyway, do you have any other trivia?
I don't have another trivia question, but I do want to ask the question that is burning at the heart of everyone who is listening to this podcast, which is, Ryan, what is it like to be married to a relationship expert?
It's fabulous. It's the best ever. I get this question a lot, actually.
Do
just
you?
In everyday life.
What
Yeah.
do you say when I'm not around?
That's my answer. It's easy. Life is much easier with you running our marriage and keeping me in check. Because things just go smoothly. We don't fight.
That's true.
Actually, that was the question I was going to ask you because, when Laura had me and Rebecca on here, we were actually fighting in like real time.
Active,
which is like
yeah.
actually really happening. But I was thinking about you guys and I was like, I don't think that you fight. I've never seen you fight. I've seen you bicker a little bit, but
Yeah.
talk to me about conflict. Like, what is it? How does it work? What do you do? I mean, there's not none.
That's true. And I can't even tell you, like, do you remember the last time we had a fight?
Like a real fight?
Yeah.
Not really. Like our conflict can get passionate sometimes, but we usually find a quick resolution.
I don't know. I would say we bicker. I think we get kind of like frustrated with each other, but I honestly cannot tell you the last time that we were like angry and Actually, I told this story. I do remember that I went for a walk because there was at one point I was really frustrated with you. And this must have been probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I went for a walk because I was frustrated. And by the time I got home, I was better. And I did a Zachism, which is like I tried to like think about all your positive qualities while I was on my walk or on my drive. Can't remember. But we had a lot more conflict, and I would say it was because we had a lot earlier on in the relationship, a lot of hurdles to overcome, and I would call myself the crazy 21-year-old. Like I had never been in a relationship before, so we had a lot to work out. So we had a lot more conflict early in the relationship. Some of the biggest conflicts I think we ever had was when we decided to leave Washington and I quit my job. That was a big one for me, at least. That was a big one. I don't necessarily think it was a conflict between us, but it was just a life conflict in general.
Post college, getting life started.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the
years.
rockiest parts of our relationship, the very beginning.
I know. We got it all out of the way. But yeah, we don't do conflict.
Attribute that to you. Like, what do you have theories about that? How do you successfully avoid conflict? Is it part of your personality? Did you get lucky? Is there something specific that you do? Is there work that you take on together that protects the relationship from conflict? Do you have theories about it?
I'm going to be quiet and let you answer that one because I've got an answer, but I want to hear what you have to say.
So I think a lot of it is due to our personalities. Just we're both very laid back, relatively thoughtful.
I was waiting for Zach to be like, really laid back. Huh?
I mean, one of you is. I can appreciate that for sure.
Yeah.
Laura's very understanding.
That is true.
She's very understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
very
actually
generous.
have a real time question here. I experience Laura as highly critical and kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Snatch?
No, kind of like it's not flighty. That's not exactly the word. That's a little too airheady. That's not at all what I mean. It's just sort of like scattered, perhaps. And so that pushes up against my personalities in ways that are like kind of grating. But do you not have the same experience, or do you have a different interpretation of those qualities that I've experienced? Like, I don't mean to say we're the same, but like, how do you make sense of some of that part of just her persona?
Yeah, there's definitely like some scatterbrainness that goes on, and then I think when that's going on, my understanding kicks in because I can be the same way sometimes. But when it comes to like the hypercritical piece, you just need to do better, Zach.
It's true. It's no doubt. That is not a lie. No lies detected.
So 100%, this is where like we joke that I tell Ryan.
Who's we? You and me, or you and him?
No, like with Ryan, is that we are very much so like we are the perfect combination of like salty sarcasm, cutting, just like that's our love language. Was it not like what brought us together?
Yeah. If you think she's critical.
Oh yeah.
I will make people cry, and like totally unintentionally.
It's true. So
I've had that experience of you once. It's very, very, you didn't make me cry, but I was like, wow, that was a little stingier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It comes out of my mouth. Like, it's just so easy. It comes so easily to me. And
so we just have that was like the foundation of our relationship, was very teasing, critical, sarcastic, and it's built on just like a massive bed of goodwill and friendship and humor. And in fact, like when we say mean things to each other, like extra mean, it cracks us up. Like when we call each other names at the dinner table, there's one name in particular that we'll call each other. Like if he looks at me and he's like, "You smell like a dirty pirate hooker." I freaking love it. I think it is hilarious. But I know that other people would not think that is
They probably
funny.
wouldn't. Yeah.
In fact, pirate hooker is what an ex-boyfriend used to call me, and I loved it too. So maybe there's like an element of a little bit of like abuse that I enjoy. I don't know. But anyway, that is, yes.
Is this the sex therapy podcast?
No. I mean, it's all interrelated.
Talk to me about your pirate hooker persona, Laura. I'd like to know a little bit more specific. No, I'm just kidding.
I was in this porn, and it was called Pirates with Jenna Jameson, and it was very popular in
You know
in
a
the
little
2000s.
too much about this scene.
This was the first, no
except
joke.
you
it
can't
was
remember
the
the lady that you look exactly like.
That's right. But do you remember that?
Story time.
Story time. It was the first, I'm just going to share this. When we were early on in our relationship and we were dating, we weren't even engaged, I don't think. We went down to like the sexy shop and we rented an actual VHS tape or it's DVD. Must have been a DVD.
I think it was VHS.
Was it VHS?
You guys
And
aren't
it was
old enough
Pirates.
for VHS. Yeah.
It was Pirates, the porn.
Okay.
And I remember like we watched it and like tried to like, oh, this is hot. But most of the time we were like,
It just felt dirty.
yeah.
Like the whole experience. Going to the store. Like those stores were gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing was
What
gross.
happened? We were there one time and somebody was with us, like a friend, and they were like flipping through the magazines. At some point, they were like, I dated him. Do you remember that? I can't remember what the story was or who we were with, but someone like...
I've never been to one of those stores. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was a fun
I've only been there
experiment.
one time with you, and it was
With
like I
you.
was standing next to you the entire time.
100%. I never disappeared into the back curtained area. Anyway.
Wait,
I did.
what? Go on, Zach.
Yeah.
How
We'll
do you know about the
clarify
back
later.
curtained area?
Totally. Yeah, you do.
I'm sort of fascinated by this because, you know, we know that couples are all over the map when it comes to conflict and that there are high conflict couples, there are low conflict couples. And I'm glad that you sort of brought it up because I was kind of like, I'm going to poke and I'm going to see if I can figure out like what's really going on with the conflict. But you based it in your friendship.
Yeah.
And Laura, you have
I-
this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I also think that we overcame a lot. Like we solved the solvable stuff early on. And here's the part that I think is a little different. Like when you said we're really easygoing, what he means is like we're very gracious and giving to each other. And so, and that part is true. It's like we are constantly trying to say yes to each other. And that took probably the first 10 years of our relationship to sort out on my behalf.
On your end, yeah.
So
What do you mean?
Well, I had a hard time saying yes.
Oh,
Like,
that's right.
He would say things like, hey, I really want to go. This was like, it would scare me. He would have these big dreams, these big things he wanted to accomplish. And I would have a really hard time saying yes. My knee-jerk reaction was, we don't have the resources, time, money, love, whatever it took, you know, to make that happen. And I just made like a hard shift in our relationship and it's changed everything. Like if I can just say yes. And now I love to hear the stories when Ryan comes back and he's like, dude, I hear the stories about the guys on the golf course's wives and you're the best one. You're so giving, Lala. I'm like, yeah, winning. Right?
Yeah.
Either that or you're just telling me lies just to keep your butt out on the golf course, but it's working.
Good.
Good.
Hey there, if you're like me and you're looking for ways to stay connected to your partner, then one thing you should do is listen to Marriage Therapy Radio. So thanks for doing that. And then the other thing I want to do is remind you again about the app called Paired. It's really a great way to stay connected, strengthen your relationship. And it was founded on the simple belief that real, lasting love is a daily practice. I am enamored and addicted, maybe even to the idea of practice and looking for ways to get our small reps in. Paired helps us to do that. All of Paired's content is backed by experts and relationship therapists, and it's proven to work. Basically, you and your partner download the app. You pair together, and every day, Paired gives you personalized questions, quizzes, and games to stay connected, deepen your conversations, and have fun. The best part is that you can't see your partner's answers until you answer yourself, so it's a safe space to have an open and honest discussion about your relationship. No faking it, no pretending, just genuine connection. I was just working with a couple over the last few weeks, and they could not crack the code. And I remembered, oh, why don't we try this app? I gave them the app, and of course I had them use the MTR discount code. They downloaded it, began using it. They reported that it actually transforms the way that they're in communication with each other. They're learning how to communicate better, open up more, and argue less. It helps them discuss difficult topics that they didn't even know how to bring up. Rebecca and I have used it on and off for a while now and really enjoy it, particularly when we get into a ruts. Both both of my girls are home and our house is feeling small and it's kind of hard to find time to connect. So we've gotten back in the habit, and it's been great to just stay in touch without having to stay in touch. So I love it. My clients love it. I think you should check it out. Whether you're just a few dates in or have been together for a long time, find time to connect with your partner and nourish your relationship. Start strengthening your relationship in an easy, fun way. It only takes about 5 minutes a day. So head to paired.com/MTR. You'll get a 7-day free trial and 25% off if you sign up for a subscription. Just head now to paired.com/MTR and sign up today. Rebecca is very, very quick to say things like, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. Like, being married to a relationship expert is, it's all well and good on the surface, but there's like, that's actually really hard at home. And so it's a little bit refreshing to hear you kind of, I don't know, not say that, not go, it's if only you know, Zach, what it's like. But do you have theories? Like, so Laura, for example, has like a fully fleshed out theory of how relationships work. And she's probably been, you've been adjacent to that for 15 years or whatever it's been. Do you, when you think about how relationships work, have you formed your own? Is it same as hers? Or do you just let her give it to you? Or do you have like another thing that you're kind of working through or working out on the side?
Yeah. Well, so
I think the right answer is the friendship has to be strong, period. Like, and I appreciate that about the two of you and that you can own that real quick. But I also wonder, like, if you have actual thoughts. I don't want to say thoughts of your own, like you're some kind of, like Lego character or something, but like, do you have your own theories here? Like, what do you tell your guys on the golf course?
Oh, good question.
When they're complaining about their wives and you're like, well, let me tell you about what's going on for
the battle axe at home that I have.
They don't complain about their wives on the golf course. We don't talk about women on the golf course, or at least not our women.
Yeah.
Scoot over just a little.
Talk about other women.
Yeah, sure. Like the cart girl.
It's like that classic story about the two couples that go out and play tennis, and the wives are playing and then the husbands are playing, and they're like, the wives come off, they're driving home afterwards, and the wife says, "Can you believe about that wedding? And so-and-so, and this happened, and they're going to have a baby, and da-da-da, and I can't believe that she wore a dress." And then the husband goes, "They're getting married?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't talk about it. Yeah.
But
what's your theory of marriage?
But my original question is, like, when you think about how you make sense of your marriage or a marriage or relationships, like what's your pocket theory that you have that maybe somebody asks you on an airplane?
That's funny. So people on the airplane frequently ask, what do you do?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Are you married? Kids? Blah, blah, blah. Does your wife work? And it comes up that Laura is a therapist, and then they try to get free therapy from me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I share some of Laura's opinions. My favorite one is the emotional bank account.
Okay.
So, this notion that you have to make deposits, right? You're going to make withdrawals. Everybody makes withdrawals. You have to consciously make deposits. And I've used that in business, actually, in my process of leadership in business. But yeah, to answer your question about do you have your own opinion, Ryan? Yeah, I have my own opinions on how to make relationships work. And again, like it comes from business because I've spent so much of my life focused on leadership. My dad was a really big leadership guy. He was a management consultant for years, studied leadership, really high performing executive in the Bell system back in the day. And so he taught me about like how to drive incentive, how to use rewards, remuneration, and recognition.
Okay.
Right? And so, like,
the 3 R's.
I can't.
You like
that? Did you know those? Like, could you have repeated those, Laura? Like,
no, not at all.
Okay.
This, I think, the first time I'm hearing about this.
I can't use remuneration in my marriage. Right?
What does that even mean? I don't even.
It's pay. It means pay.
You can pay me any day and I will accept it.
I do pay you.
In sweet, sweet kisses. Yes.
But recognition is really, really important to Laura.
It's true.
And I know when I'm not giving it to her because she asks for it.
I did this last night, did I not?
You did. Laura did an amazing job of doing the laundry.
He knows how many loads because I told him specifically.
I forgot.
5 loads.
I blocked it out.
I'll tell you more. 5 loads of laundry, folded, put them away, and then color-coded and organized the closet.
Like legit organized.
Like-
I walked in the closet and it was sparkling. It had like that cartoon sparkle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like back to the R's, the 3 R's. Recognition is the most important one. It's free, and it can be used frequently, but not too frequently.
Okay.
If you use it too frequently, then they get used to it.
Oh, come on. Gotta keep them guessing. It's like the gambling system. Will I be rewarded and recognized? We don't know.
And then rewards, like it's kind of an icky feeling to say like I reward my wife for good behavior. Like, no, it's not like that. But you can liken it to gift giving or to like acts of service, right? Like, what is your partner's love language, right? Like these are real concepts. They're scientifically proven. Like the idea that that one of these things, either an act of service or a gift, would fill your partner up.
What is my love language? Do you know?
You are definitely acts of service. You're not really a gift taker. Like
Nope.
you like getting gifts, but it's not.
Nope.
It's not in your top 2.
That's true. That's true. I think
What
you're
are
physical
Ryan's?
touch. I think he's physical touch. You
Yeah.
can tell because he backs himself into me every night.
Yeah.
He does the flop and lays across me with his shirt off and pulls his pants down and he's like, scratch all of the skin, please. I want all of my skin touched. And yeah.
Yeah, it's some like weird like childhood psychosis thing. Like
He's a soother.
Oh, my
That's
mommy
okay.
and
There's
daddy
nothing wrong
did
with
it
it.
for me.
Nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Similar question. You guys, so I was going to say, Laura has this necklace that she wears that, and the kind of the inscription, I think it says 3 best friends, right?
Oh, yeah,
That seems like a thing that the two of you have embraced in terms of your family with Holden there. And I wonder, just because it's been a really long time since I've had young children, if you have a specific philosophy of parenting. Laura and I don't talk a ton about parenting. It kind of creeps in from time to time, but you're good parents. You're a really good dad. I actually really admire that about you with Holden. And I wonder if that comes from a specific place or theory or philosophy that you've formed, that you can articulate out loud, like that you know about. Or if it just is like, did you get lucky because you had a good dad or something? I don't know. Like,
I loved my dad.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was a good dad or not. Jury's still out on that.
Jury's still out.
Thank you, first of all. That is the like meaning of success for me. I could fail everywhere else, but if I'm a good dad, I feel very successful.
well, that kid loves you.
It's
And
true.
He loves the two of you so much.
Yeah.
Like I try to like, sometimes I'll just like rib him a little bit and try to wedge in between and try to form a bond and like make myself like the cool uncle. And if he, and he's like, no, I don't need that. Like I got exactly what I need,
So he's like, get off of me.
I do think one thing that we talked about really early on is the idea of like quality time. And I think that probably stemmed from a lot more of like your childhood. I grew up in a single family household where it was a working mom. So I didn't have a ton of her time, but it was always like, we always had quality time. Like we would sit down for dinner every single night. And I think we've talked a lot about how to create that quality time. Your dad traveled a ton when you were small. and doing the business stuff. So that's definitely a philosophy that I think we have stood by. And even last night, we have a ritual that we just keep talking. Every time we do it, we're like, man, we really need to make sure that this is a priority of going for family walks every single night. Yeah. And I think that's because that's at the core of what we believe in, is just being very present and having quality time and making time for family. So I think that is a philosophy and a value that we protect and we continue to live out every single day. Yeah, in general, I would say family hours are from 4 to 8 p.m. every single night. Agreed?
Give or take, depending on activities and stuff. But yeah, we usually try and shut down the laptop and put the phones face down and leave them alone so we can be together and pay attention to one another, and create a safe, comfortable space for everybody to share what's on their mind. Laura mentioned my dad traveling a lot, and that was really core to my my initial inkling of what I wanted to be as a father. Was I don't want to be gone all the time. I want to be home and present. I want to be able to go to those soccer games, baseball games, whatever. I want to teach my son how to do the things that I love to do, if he's interested. Hopefully he's interested. So place of safety, of open communication. I didn't have that either growing up. I had kind of this very authoritarian view of my parents, and I was
kept
afraid to communicate
from them.
With them. And so we're trying to make sure that there are open lines of communication no matter what.
That's true.
And I think just the behavior that comes out of that idea in the back of your mind fosters a more loving relationship.
Well done. Yeah. I think we're definitely getting parenting right. We're crushing the parenting world. That part dialed. Holden is an easy kiddo, but he's turning out great too.
I don't think I know the answer to this question. I feel like it's tucked into my brain somewhere. I can't pull it out. But how did you decide, or did you decide to have only one? Did that come from both of you? Is that one of you? Is that something that I don't know. How did that happen?
It's funny because somebody asked me that the other day when I was running. So I just got done with Hood to Coast, and so you're in a van with 5 people for 24 hours. And somebody asked me that question, and I paused because I was like, that is such a can of worms for so many women, where I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I would ever ask somebody unless it was a very private conversation and I knew them really, really well. But it's not a can of worms
I know you really well, and this is a super private conversation, except for the million people that are listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really bold question there, Zach. Wow. Way to rip off the duct tape.
Yeah. So we had Holden, and we were severely disappointed, and we were like, nah, let's just stop because I don't want to have another,
this is a drag.
Bad egg. Yeah. What a drag.
It was the exact opposite of that.
Totally. Actually. Yeah. I think we wanted to, or at least I wanted to. I wanted to recreate the experience that I had growing up, which was a built-in best friend at all times. My brother and I are 15 months apart. And so I think I went into motherhood thinking, let's just crap out a couple kids really close together and knock it out. And then Hootie was born. And I know my experience, but what was your experience?
It was the easiest baby I've ever seen. I have many nieces and nephews.
I don't know if he was easy as a baby.
He was easy. As far as babies go, he was easy.
But there was a sense of completion.
Well, I'm not recognizing the amount of breastfeeding that you did in the middle of the night.
That's true. That's true.
There you go. Back at your recognition strategy there.
There we go.
I actually think that this is something I say to couples all the time in my practice, particularly when they're trying to figure out whether or not to have children, is this idea of, is your family whole? Are you complete? Did you? So it sounds like you guys had Holden, and you knew instinctively or maybe even explicitly, this feels complete for us. This feels whole.
Yeah.
Which I think is data to pay attention to, you know?
Yeah.
I have a memory. I don't know if it's even real, but we kind of like both turned to each other and went, "Are we done?
I think so.
Are we good?"
Yeah, I think that is a memory. Yeah. And I think we did do it some honor where we're like, okay, let's actually think about this rather than just deciding. But neither of us were like aching to have another kid. We felt really happy. We didn't think at all about like, oh, what's the impact it'll have on Holden? We were really just like, well, we feel fine about it. So I think we're done.
I think the final answer was, hey, we can fit in one row in an airplane and one hotel room comfortably.
Do you, Ryan, do you know what Laura says is your family's primary value?
Our family, as in, like,
she says
Laura,
our
Holden,
family
Ryan?
is about film, and this is the word that she most often uses. Do you know what it is?
I don't actually.
Do you know what it is, Laura?
Is it adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that goes back to we can fit in one row. We can hop on a plane. We can go do this thing.
Yeah.
Here's another question. I don't think I know the answer. I do think I know the answer to. But have you guys ever done couples therapy? Have you ever been in therapy together?
Nope.
Not once.
Not a single time. I know. But I will say, I asked him last year, I said, hey, I'm really intrigued and interested in learning about sensate focused like sex therapy and learning how to breathe and just like tapping into sensuality. And I think the best way to go about learning this is if we do it together and we immerse ourselves in it. And that would be the greatest way for me to take that education to my clients. And I don't know if he heard sex and was like, I'm in, whatever it is, the cost, we'll find a babysitter. I'm in 100%. But he has always been super willing to do that. And we've had definitely times like, especially we've kind of been through a little bit of the last 5 years were kind of like a little bit of a rocky moment, but where we've talked about different strategies of like, how do we need to outsource and just get some support, however we need it. So, but no, never couples therapy.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Like, sounds like you feel fine about it, but do you feel like you could or should, or
how do you feel about it?
Yeah, Zach.
Well, I feel about it that I feel like having been in therapy with Rebecca and being in therapy myself makes me a better therapist. It makes me more. But we are really different than you guys, right? We're very comfortable with disharmony. We have gone through phases that we don't have a lot of like built-in synergy at our personality level, so it was actually a resource that we needed. And I've never like, well, you guys are missing out or something, but I don't know. I guess I wonder, like, how do you feel? Sounds like you feel fine, and that's allowed. It sort of made me go, I wonder what that's like.
I've never for a minute thought that we need therapy.
Individual therapy, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I need tons of therapy as an individual. I am a mess.
No,
I'm with you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, and okay, so let's say I'm listening to this podcast and I'm thinking about whether or not I need therapy as a couple, and Zach's like, well, he and Rebecca need it, but Ryan and Laura don't need it. Like, what do you think is the clue or the data that couple ought to be paying attention to discern whether or not marriage therapy or couples therapy is something for them? Any idea?
I think a lot of the clients that have been coming to see me recently have had a hard time communicating what they want, and they're not getting what they want. Like, they're just unhappy in their relationship. A lot of times it's because their partner's not meeting their needs, but they're also not comfortable expressing their needs. And we've got that pretty dialed in. Luckily, there's a lot of asking in our household, but there's a lot of granting, a lot of like, yes, a lot of support. And I think overall, just like general happiness, like we're really happy. And the times when we have looked at each other and we're like, ooh, do we need to like outsource some things right now? It's when that happiness dips, when whether it be like work stress is going on or just relational grief, like outside of our relationship, but there hasn't been much between the two of us.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of other things. And I think even going to couples therapy as a team to be able to figure out a dynamic, like maybe there's a relational dynamic with a family member and you want to go to couples therapy to sort of like figure out how to mitigate that would be fine. But yeah, we haven't hit that road yet.
So I always have to like go back to what I know, which is the world of business. And, I see some people stay with the same company for 25 years and I see a lot of people bouncing around.
Where are you going with this?
I'll
about to find out.
Yeah.
And when you ask the people who bounce around a lot, like what didn't work here? What didn't work there? What didn't work there? You can actually distill it down to a pretty common theme in terms of what they were unhappy with or what their business was unhappy with them for. Pretty common theme. And so if people start recognizing, like you have to be self-analytical to pick up on this. If you start recognizing, hey, there's a common theme that's making me unhappy. You need to address that with your partner, with
your business,
with your business, with your colleagues, your coworkers, right? There's this underlying thing that is creating disharmony, like you said, Zach, which I love. If you let it go and fester for too long, it's too late. If there's one thing I've learned from Laura, it's that a lot of couples come to couples therapy too late.
Pop quiz, how late? Would you say, is there a number of like how long people wait before they seek support?
What is it, like 8 years?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
It's like an
6, Ryan.
astounding length of time.
He doesn't know.
Can you imagine being
unhappy
about the same thing for 6 years straight?
I can. I actually can imagine that.
Yes, in fact, I can. Yes.
No, but that's a really good point. And I think there are couples in my life, and you're among them, that do a really good job of maintaining kind of the daily balance of staying friendly and staying ahead of conflict and doing exactly what you're supposed to do to, in theory, stay out of the therapist's office. And, what I tell couples all the time is that I don't think therapy is the answer. I think therapy can be an answer, but if you're needing something, therapy is just one of the options. Listening to a podcast every week is an option. Buying a book is an option. Having friends in your community that you rely on and that you outsource your, tension to is an option. I mean, there's all kinds of, there's unhealthy options, right? I can drink too much. I can have an affair. There's all kinds. But it seems like you guys have really found your niche in terms of dialing in to both the kind of the inertia of your own personality, but also just the confidence you have in your friendship that is, that, keeps you out of the therapist's office, which is fantastic. I love that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Apple a day.
Is there anything else that you want to make sure that the world knows about you or you guys before we sign off into the ether?
I was thinking about this in the shower of, Ryan, what is your biggest pet peeve about me?
Right now?
It's like you made me get up and do this podcast while a kid was getting a haircut and going to the...
That's not a big deal. Laura is having a hard time hearing.
Oh, this is true. Did I tell you about this, Zach, that we all think that I am losing my hearing?
No.
Is that a pet peeve or is it just funny?
That's
different than she's not a very good listener, right?
Yes.
I think we have different experiences of this.
Yeah.
She's a great listener. No, she's a great listener.
Mostly, yeah.
She can't hear. Like Holden yesterday said, "Hey mom, will you paint with me?" And she said, "Yeah, I was thinking about making some banana bread."
I he said, will you bake with me?
Yeah.
But this
happens every day.
Yeah, it does.
Multiple times a day. And it's been going on for a couple of months.
It's true.
Like to the point where it's been going on for more than a couple of months. But a couple months ago, Holden and I were like,
you can't hear.
You need to get your hearing checked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's been 2 months and she still hasn't even like thought about making an appointment to get her hearing checked.
Y'all, here's the thing. We're going to laugh about it now. I'm going to go in and get my hearing checked. We're going to find out that I'm the carrier of NF, which is like, that's the reason why. I hope not either, but we can all have a good laugh that I'm losing my hearing and that hopefully it's not related to NF and it's not genetic and all that, but it is true. And you said flighty earlier, and I will say
scattered,
that.
Maybe. Flighty was the word I backed off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This all, you guys, could be 100% tied to undiagnosed ADHD. Let's just say that.
Right on.
That there are some things that I may be having.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was curious about that because we don't really pick on each other too much. Like we have a good laugh about our pet peeves with each other. But I was wondering, he doesn't complain about me at all. So either I'm perfect or he just doesn't have much to say.
It's just not worth it to.
Well, let's end here, which is maybe a little bit of a hard curveball kind of thing. But you just both kind of introduced this idea of NF into the dialogue, which there are plenty of people who are listening to this for the first time, maybe haven't heard about it. Talk to me, Ryan, about what that is and what you want people to know and how we can support that effort in your family's life.
Yeah, thank you. NF is it's a pretty broad spectrum. So Holden specifically has what's called NF2. It's neurofibromatosis type 2. And so neurofibromatosis refers to this idea of a sheath tumor on a nerve cell. And it forms because you are lacking a genetic marker that causes your nervous system to reuptake something called Schwann cells. Yeah. And so people with NF2 lack this genetic marker that allows them to reuptake Schwann cells. So what happens? These Schwann cells start to accumulate throughout your nervous system. So our baby boy has schwannomas. That's the name of the tumor. He has these accumulations of nervous cells in his brain and on his spinal cord.
Can I interject for a second?
Yeah.
And so when we talk about hearing, the diagnosis or the way that they diagnose NF2 is when you have bilateral accumulation of these cells, the tumors on both sides, both hearing canals. And so people with NF2, I think like 100% of them end up going deaf at some point in their lifetime.
Oh, wow.
They basically like starve out and cut off the blood flow to your
not the blood flow. The tumor literally pinches the nerve.
Oh, pinches the nerve. Yeah.
To the point where it is no longer functional.
Yeah.
And it can start putting pressure on other parts of your brain. And so the eventual required treatment is a resection. And so far, the only surgical methods that are available to resect these tumors cause deafness.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way, and I shouldn't say no way. There are like a few experimental things that people are maybe finding might work 1 in 100 times. But when you end up with these tumors on your auditory nerve, it's a 99.9% chance that you're gonna go deaf when you eventually have to have the tumor removed. So Holden has this, and there's treatment that we're doing for him. It's an immunotherapy that we go to the hospital once a month to get this therapy, and it can be effective at delaying the growth, slowing the growth of these tumors. And so we're hopeful that will buy him enough time until more advanced gene editing therapies are available. So there's a lot of cool CRISPR research going on right now. that, in the next 5, 10, 15 years could yield a cure, maybe a cure. And it's such a like crazy rabbit hole to go down, because NF2 is actually more prevalent. It's a rare disease. It's considered a rare disease, but it's actually more prevalent than Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. ALS is devastating. It like what it does to people is just horrific and tragic, and it deserves every ounce of attention that it gets. And what we want to do is get the same level of attention on NF, both NF1 and NF2. I won't talk about NF1. It's actually like a really different disorder, how it manifests. But we think NF2 should have more research being done on it, because it is, more prevalent than other diseases, and it's just as devastating. Can you imagine your 9-year-old facing going deaf someday and facing a limited lifespan because this genetic marker is going to cause him to grow tumors? Like it was devastating for us to get that news last year, and it's been a big adjustment. So we're still trying to figure out exactly how we're going to support the research going forward. Laura's doing the New York Marathon with the Children's Tumor Foundation,
which you can support at Marriage Therapy Radio if you go over there. And Laura's fundraiser is there and available if you're interested in continuing to bolster research for NF.
Please.
Yeah.
Please do.
Oh, that was got a little emotional at the end there as you were talking about that. So,
well, if it makes you feel any better, I think you're a dirty pirate hooker. How about we end there?
That's great.
You smell like a dirty pirate hooker. Is that the one? There it is.
Yes.
Laura didn't actually say the real word that we like to call each other.
Yeah, I'll tell you later, Zach, the word that we like to call each other. Okay. Well,
Ryan, thank you so much for coming on to Marriage Therapy Radio and making everyone who listens so happy.
The curiosity
that they finally now know what Prince Charming looks like and sounds like.
Thanks for having me.
Prince Charming wears pink, apparently.
Yeah, because his wife told him to.
Your pec looks good right there. I'm just like, it's popping. All right. Adios, Zach. We'll see you later.
See ya.
All right.
Okay, gang. That's Ryan Heck and Laura Heck. I miss Laura. I miss hanging out with her every week. I'm going to actually get to hang out with her this weekend. We're teaching the art and science of love for the Gottman Institute. She's coming up and going to hang out at my house. We're going to get pedicures. We're going to go out to dinner. And I'm looking forward to being with her. Again, if you are not a fan on Patreon, please go ahead and do that. You can do that at patreon.com/Marriage Therapy Radio. You can subscribe to my blog, which is called Stuff I Write, and you can find that at stuffiwrite.com. I'm going to be waking that thing up in the next couple weeks. And I just appreciate you, and I want to thank you for the time and attention you're putting into your relationship, making it better today than it was yesterday.